Hi guys, my name is Saad Qureshi and I'll be teaching you one of the most interesting function in Teradata. It's not very commonly used, but it's the most effective function that I have ever come across. So let's look at how we're going to use this function. So first of all, I'll create the table for using this function. So the first table that I'll create is the product table. Let me just execute this part of my query and execute. So this is going to create my table has been created successfully. So if you want to show the table details, so you're going to use the command. Let's say I want to see the details of this table. Look, show table command. So I'm going to use the show table command to see the detail. Okay, likewise. Okay, now next I'm going to insert some values in my product table. So I'll use this part of my query to insert some values in it. So 5 rows have been inserted. So the next step is to query this product table. Okay, select star from this table. So just to confirm, rows have been inserted in my table. I'm going to create another table like this. It's called product underscore trg table. Okay, control F, control V, and just replace all, just to save side. Whether if the table already exists, I'm going to drop it. It doesn't exist, so I have to create this table. So this table has same DDL as this product table. So I'm going to show you the concept why we are creating these two multiple tables. Okay, now again I'm going to insert some values in my product underscore trg table. Okay, 5 rows have been inserted. Now I'm going to query these two tables. Okay, this one rows have been inserted, this one rows have been inserted. So what I want, let's say I have so many columns in these two tables. I want to exclude some of the columns in my table. What approach I'm going to use? The first approach is to include all the columns that I want. Okay, this is the first approach. Like for example, how I'm going to do it, I'll do it like this. So it's the most tedious approach to do this task. Okay, I'll do this help table product, and I'll go here and I'll pick up the columns here, and let me just pick up all the columns of this table. I'll do copy cell, and I'll use the Excel. This is the first approach that I'm going to use to exclude some of the columns. Okay, so I'll include all the columns, and I want some of the columns that I want to exclude. So for instance, I want to exclude these two columns. Okay, just remove it, these two columns, comma, just put comma here, equals to, just do concatenate, enter. And this is how I'm going to do the comparison between these two tables. Okay, now remove the comma, minus, and just copy this and copy. Okay, so look, I'm including all the columns. At the same time, I'm excluding two columns which I don't want. Okay, and this is how I'm doing the comparison. Do a comparison. Okay, so instead of using this approach, what I will do, I will use the AntiSelect function in Teradata. In this function, what I'll do, I'll provide a list of columns that I want to exclude. So in this scenario, I want to exclude these two columns. Which columns I want to exclude? Go to this help table, and I want to exclude these control columns, the CreatedAt and UpdatedAt. Okay, I don't want these two columns. So this is one of the most simplest approach I have come across. Just provide CreatedAt okay. On here I'm going to provide the table name. So the first table name I'm going to provide is the DWH.Products is going to be the name of my table. So from this table I want to exclude these two columns. Awesome. The next table that I want to use is the DWH.Products underscore TRD table. So from this table I want to exclude these two columns, and then I'm going to have a comparison. Just remove the order by clause. I don't want this order by clause. I don't want DT. So it will include all the columns of this table, but exclude these two columns. Let me just execute this query, and you will see the last two columns are not present, the CreatedAt, the UpdatedAt. Likewise, I'm going to execute this part of my query. Fine. And I can also do use the minus operator to compare these two tables. So the content is matching. Now I can do couple of more things. So let me execute this part of my query. So I want to exclude the product ID and product name. For this I can do like this: 0 colon 1 comma. So it means the 0 column is product ID, 1 column is product name. So these two columns are inclusive. So for example, if I provide this range 0 to 2 columns, so 0, 1 and 2, so it will exclude 3 columns: 0, 1, product ID, product name and description. So I want to exclude these two columns, product ID and product name. So product ID and product name column is going to be excluded once I execute this query. I think now execute. Okay, the first two columns have been excluded. Let me just put this in this. Do the comparison between these two tables. Okay, content matching, both tables have same content, nothing is mismatch. Okay, so this is how you going to use the AntiSelect function to exclude multiple columns. For instance, if you have 500 columns and if you want to exclude 50 columns from the table, what you're going to do, you're going to just provide the list of column names or just provide the range here. So 0, these two are inclusive. It means 0 column and 1 column both are part. Okay. So I hope you have understood the concept. Thank you so much and have a great learning.